Welcome to what I'm calling Idiot's Guide series. So in this video we're going to cover the hauling basics. This will be a fairly short one as it's got a very basic in a gameplay loop. So first up, contract types. When you hit F1 for your mobiGlas, you'll initially only usually see one hauling contract. You'll have to do this starter one before others become available. You might even have to do one or two, but there will be some different hauling contracts as you build up reputation. So in terms of the different contracts, once again you've built up a little bit of rep, you'll see that there are three kind of distinctions of hauling contracts. There'll be planetary ones, stellar ones, and interstellar. Planetary ones are going to be between the same places on a planet or to the station above the planet. Your stellar ones are going to be anywhere within your system. So if you started in Stanton, it's going to be any points within Stanton solar system, and interstellar is going to be between systems. So going from Stanton to Pyro, Pyro to Stanton, or Pyro to Nyx, etc. And now for the gameplay loop, for me, I would 100% advise going for the ones that are going literally to the same places. So for me, I started at Area 18, so I tend to get contracts that go between that and Beijing, which are usually in the planetary group of contracts. But when I get to the Beijing spaceport, I'll see all the contracts I can take down to Area 18. I mean, I've stacked, I think, around about 8 or 9 contracts. Now I've built up a bit of rep now, because each contract for me of those is around 50k. I mean, I was easily making 300, 400, sometimes up to 600k each trip. So that takes us on to the ships. In terms of ships and SCU, I talked a little about this in my first video, Early Money, that you can see here. There are dedicated hauler ships. Now from the starter packs, just about most of them will be able to carry some form of cargo, but not all. And if you want to start out hauling, you're going to want to look for the one with the highest SCU cargo grid. And SCU simply just means standard cargo unit, and it's just these storage boxes of cargo you'll see when you're transporting. They look like this. Most ships have a grid system to attach cargo, and it shows as like a blue indicator like this when you're moving items on, and that'll snap cargo boxes to the ship. You can, however, still carry SCU boxes in your ships that's not on the grid. Just keep in mind that sometimes they can bug out a little if they're not on the grid, and also some haulers just don't have this option because their cargo grid is on the outside of the ship, so it's external. So to start, all your contracts will likely be small, and they'll mostly have you one SCU in size, so you can just use your starter ship. When you start getting more contracts with your rep, I'd 100% recommend at least initially renting a ship. And in terms of the rentals, the best ones to look at is going to be the C1 Spirit or the Hull A. Both of these have 64 SCU cargo grid, which will get you going at these kind of starter to mid contracts. The first solo ship I bought was the Raft you can see here, but the Raft, it only costs around 3 million. I'd 100% recommend everyone to aim for this for their first hauler, because that 192 SCU cargo capacity will last you a long time, and it means you can stack quite a few contracts. Even as I've built a more and more rep, I'm still able to stack contracts and have enough space to bring them back and forth, and I think that is probably one of the first ships that you should aim for. Now for tools, hauling, you're going to need a tractor tool. There is a max lift tractor tool that will take a weapon slot, or you can get an attachment for your multi-tool. The max lift, though, as it suggests, can be a little bit better in terms of what it can carry and the distance it can carry it, but the multi-tool means that you can have the tractor attachment, the mining attachment, salvage attachment, and the medical attachment all into one thing. You can't carry all attachments on it at once, but you can use them and swap them in and out. So for me, I prefer that. Now both can be obtained within most stations. You will have to make your way to the cargo floor at the station elevators like this, and you'll find the shop terminals here. And you can search for which option you want to go for, that being the max lift, or you can look for the Pyro multi-tool and then look for the tractor attachment. And again, just search them in the bar at the top and you'll easily find them here. So as long as you've got one of these tools on you and you've got a ship that can carry some SCU boxes, that's you ready to go and haul. So now for the actual mechanics. Now that you've got a ship and you've got a contract and you've got a tool, you're going to need to pick up your cargo. So ideally you've picked a contract from where you are, just to save time for efficiency's sake, but if not, you'll need to fly to that location. And what you're mostly going to be doing is flying from hangars to hangars. But if you need to fly somewhere, what you're going to do is go into your pilot seat, and annoyingly you have to be in your pilot seat to be able to route any courses on your mobiGlas. So while you're in your seat, hit F2 and it'll take you to the map in your mobiGlas. In the top right, you're going to see your currently tracked contract. Now you can select that there, and then on the left hand side you're going to see an option to route now up here. So you'll notice a line going from your current location to the destination. That is you routed. This means that you can quantum to location, and one at the pickup location. So if you made your way to that location that you're picking up your stuff from, stay in that hangar, because what we're going to use is the freight elevator. Now the freight elevators are in every hangar. As often there's 2 of them, you'll see them 1 on each side, and this is where we're going to access the storage and the SCU cargo that we're going to pick up. So there will be a terminal just to the left hand side of these elevators. They're always in the same location, and you'll need to, if the elevator is already up on the bottom left, you'll need to lower the elevator to access the cargo. Right hand side is what's in that storage in that particular location, and just above that you'll be able to see all these little icons that you can use as filters. And there's one on the very right hand side that says mission items. You can see the items on the right hand side. You're going to have to select each one, and then at the bottom you can click move to elevator. On the very bottom left you're going to use the up arrow to raise the elevator, and as soon as you raise the elevator, all you're going to do is use your tool that you chose, and you're going to use the left click to pick up the SCU box. And you'll see on the bottom right you've got the controls. So if you use your scroll wheel to scroll downwards, it'll bring it closer to you, and your scroll wheel away from you will actually push the item further away. So you can use that to control a little bit. You've also got the ability to hold the R key while you're tractoring an item, and then the scroll wheel will rotate it. So you've got a few different ways that you can manipulate the item that you're carrying with your multi-tool as you're tractoring. It's a pretty simple basic loop. All you're going to have to do is just pick all those up with the tractor and then put them onto your ship. Now ideally onto the cargo grid, and then if you've got one with a cargo bay, you can maybe chuck a few more items in there. And once you've done all of that, you're going to go back to your mobiGlas, select your delivery location, route your ship there, fly over, and you're just doing the same routine, but the opposite now at your delivery station. So you're following exactly the same thing you did. You're taking all the stuff off, you put it onto the freight elevator, and once it's on the freight elevator, you're going to lower it. And the only difference this time is when you are delivering items, it's going to pop up with your mission and all the different items within that mission. Now what you're looking for is everything to be complete and with the green writing essentially. When everything looks green, you've got everything in that particular delivery. It'll look grey and have like 1 out of 2 or 0 out of 2 if you're missing anything. And that is it. The loop is already pretty basic, so hopefully this helps fill in the gaps. And again, if you're a more experienced player and you've done a lot of hauling, please do leave a comment with any tips and tricks you've learned so we can all share best practices. Helps everyone out and it makes everyone have a good time in the game. Don't forget to check out our other videos in the channel and come join us live. You'll see links in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse soon.